Hello and welcome. This is Not So Live. This is episode 21 and this is Double R. So, before I start the episode, I'd like to thank everybody that's viewed or liked the videos. It is much appreciated. And for the episode, I'll be going back in history and talking about what the causes of World War One were. So, the long-term causes to World War One was the formations of empires, the accumulation of armies and weapons, and alliances. But the trigger cause was the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand on the 28th of June 1914. He was next in line to be Emperor of Austro-Hungary. Once the Duke was killed, Austria/Hungary, outraged, blamed Serbia and bombed their capital, Belgrade. Even though Serbia had tried to surrender beforehand, the capital was still bombed. Russia jumped to their defence and came to their aid. And then shortly after that, Germany joined Austria/Hungary and sort of declared war on Russia. While this was going on, they were also moving closer to French territories, ready to invade. And shortly after that, Germany had declared war on France. And there was two different groups. So you had Britain, France and Russia that had united, and this was called the Triple Entente or something. It's a French word. And then you had Germany, Italy and Austria/Hungary, who was also called the Triple Alliance. And this basically meant that if one country was in trouble, the other two would come to their aid. So Germany declared war on France, and due to the terms of this alliance, Britain ordered Germany to stop attacking Belgium. At the time, Belgium was neutral, and Germany just ignored it and never retreated, never stopped attacking. So Britain declared war on Germany, and also around the same time, Austria/Hungary declared war on Russia, and this basically meant the commencement of World War One. There's a good fair few films. I know they've done the remake of All Quiet on the Western Front. There was 1917, and there's a bunch. I mean, I did look up, but I didn't realise how many World War One films there actually was. There's also a documentary that came out in 2018, They Shall Not Grow Old. It's a documentary/film. It's a good documentary to watch. They used original footage that was restored, and I think they turned it into colour as well, rather than it be black and white. They also speak to veterans and people that had actually served in the war, and they use them documentaries and them interviews also in the footage. So that was all put together, and it was the same director who directed Lord of the Rings. The one thing I found the footage in itself, you see how terrible the conditions was and what they had to go through. I mean, it wasn't just about being shot at, but living in the trenches and all the diseases and stuff. But it also states that once they'd finished fighting and they went home, they couldn't get employment. No one would want to employ them. There was even notes on the door, and this is stated in the documentary at the end. And obviously there was the Spanish influenza. So yeah, a lot of people that had survived the war and then survived the Spanish influenza got home and basically was unemployable. So, you know, you've sort of gone from a really bad situation and now you can't find work to feed your family. So yes, I thought it's not a long one tonight. I just wanted to keep it short and just explain the history of what caused the First World War. I got asked by a friend a while back, and for the life of me, I couldn't think what. Actually, I'm not sure how it started, and everyone sort of seemed to know about World War Two and the causes of that, and so I thought I'd do a video on the cause of World War One. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's been helpful and informational. Not going to go into too much detail because it was a horrendous, well, any war's horrendous. So I hope you've all enjoyed and I will see you all again soon. Thank you.